Plus, male models set to hit the runway to raise awareness for autism during the Blue Tie Shindig on Saturday. And a local producer refreshing the taste buds of Bahamians.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. The opening of the CEO Network's 3-day Global Empowerment Conference kicked off on a high note last night as Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis revealed to the delegation that the economy of the Bahamas could see some real growth this year and assured residents and visitors of his government's efforts to fight the war on crime and improve the country's infrastructure. It's the 15th consecutive year that the CEO Global Empowerment Conference has attracted scores of prominent leaders and entrepreneurs from around the world to the Malia Resort and includes African royalty. Chief Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, in his keynote address, noted the timely theme this year towards economic emancipation as it coincides with his government's commitment to revitalizing this country's economy.
My government has undertaken a program of long-term economic growth in order to reduce unemployment and to move the Bahamas economy to a more sustainable path. From improving the ease of doing business to relaxing exchange control, we are liberalizing the Bahamas' economy. Our economy is set to grow by about 2.5% this year. This may be the best growth since the Great Recession of 2008.
With some 5,000 jobs available in the maritime industry and the need to diversify the economy, the Prime Minister says his government will invest $25 million to assist small to medium entrepreneurs and plans to dramatically improve the ease of doing business for small and medium-sized business owners and potential investors.
Indeed, we are already improving the business license process. In the upcoming national budget, there will be other measures announced to improve the ease of doing business for Bahamian businesses and international investors. Our program of reform and transformation includes new thinking about the role of government as we create new and innovative ideas and partnerships for national development.
Member of Parliament for Southern Shores, the Honorable Frankie Campbell, says while not in Parliament at the time, the Interception of Communications Bill 2017 was introduced by the former administration. He was not concerned about the content of the bill, but its timing so near the general election. Campbell says at the time the country was asking for details of the National Intelligence Agency, but information was not forthcoming. He says against that backdrop and with the possibility that the alleged leader of the now defunct agency would have been a candidate in the election and that there was no guarantee that the person would not have used that post to the detriment of the then Free National Movement opposition that had gained footing against the then Progressive Liberal Party government. He says both governments had the intent of empowering officers with modernized crime-fighting tools to make Bahamians safe.
We invite the honorable leader, like we did last week with the anonymity bill, to join us. Come on, one accord. Join us, and when we get to the committee stage, if not before, offer your amendments, and let's get this right. I look forward to the day in this House, Mr. Deputy Speaker, when there will be issues, particularly issues related to crime and safety and security of this nation, where we will show the minority who are involved in terrorizing our people that we are together.
Meanwhile, opposition leader and member of parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey and San Salvador, Philip Davis, called government out and what he called its hypocrisy and flip-flopping on the Interception of Communications Bill 2017, dubbed the Spy Bill. He says now in government, the Free National Movement that was against the bill is now calling it an effective crime-fighting tool necessary for the needs of police. Davis also criticized National Security Minister, the Honorable Marvin Dames, who sought to dispel the perception of the bill as a spy bill and reminded Parliament that Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis in opposition called it an effort by the former administration to gain political advantage.
The very thing that was being complained of by yourselves, in fact, Mr. Deputy Speaker, has been introduced in their bill. Our bill responded specifically to the criticisms that were leveled against the Listening Devices Act. And their concern was that the right to intrude in persons' private business ought not to be in the hands of politicians. We responded to that. Our bill took it out of the hands of politicians and rested it in the hands of judges.
Results from the Global Corruption Survey were launched by the Citizens for a Better Bahamas during a special presentation at the Harry Seymour Library. 1,000 Bahamians participated in the survey that was conducted last year. Citizens for a Better Bahamas Chairman Lamik Campbell says the survey evaluates how Bahamians view corruption.
Actually, there was 65% of respondents who said that they thought the government was performing well in actually fighting corruption. But you have to remember that this was conducted in October of last year, and during that time there were some corruption charges by former political senior officials, and there was also audits conducted. And I might add that this is the highest in the region, Latin America and the Caribbean, where 65% said that government was performing well in fighting corruption.
Stay with us. First at 6 continues right after this.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
A husband and wife duo are living their dream thanks to the Bahamas Development Bank. They are able to determine their own destiny and be there for their kids while bringing a tasty product to the market. Cleopatra Murphy tells us about the product Shiver Sorbet.
For the past 4 years, Elvis Presenti and his wife have been producing Shiver Sorbet that is now on the market thanks to the help of the Bahamas Development Bank. The brand was one of a number of Bahamian vendors showcased at the bank's open house Thursday, where Presenti explained the product.
Sorbet is like ice cream without the dairy, so it's water-based instead of milk-based. So it's basically water, fruit, and sweetener that go in our sorbet. No preservatives or anything like that, none of the bad stuff. We have mango, passion fruit, pineapple, tamarind, guava, blackberry, soursop.
Presenti's booth was a popular one with many students in attendance clamoring around for a taste. Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Peter Turnquest was also a fan of the sorbet.
Shiver, excellent. This is very good. I will buy this. This is wonderful. This is fantastic.
Can I get a copy of this?
I endorse that.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
And if you're looking forward to having some family fun this weekend, the Scout Association of the Bahamas is bringing back its annual Scout Fair, which will be held this Saturday on Arm Bailey Park. President of the association, John Philpott, says this year's theme, Getting Back to the Community, is being used to show everyone that Scouting is still alive and active here in the Bahamas.
This is a revival of the Scout Fair. We had Scout Fairs many years ago, and we just went by the wayside, but now we've decided to revitalize it this year and move ahead with the Scout Fair. In February this year, we had a press conference where we released our documents of where our association was at this stage and where we're going in the future. On the Vision 2023, which is a World Scout program. And the goal of the World Scout program is by 2023, Scouting will be the world's leading education movement, enabling 1 million young people to be involved in Scouting worldwide.
Fair Coordinator Deborah Knowles says there will be opportunities for a Scout membership and volunteering. Knowles also mentions some of the fair's major activities.
We're going to have a booth also for recruitment, we're calling that, where information will be given out reference to Scouting. Plus, we're going to have a little activity center set up also, so the children will see what some of the things we do in Scouting. So there's going to be a little activity center there also. And our highlights of the fair will be the Department of Correctional Service, pop band. They'll be playing from 1 to 3. And we have the Royal Band Police Force Band, who will be playing at 3:30. So there are two of our major highlights for the fair.
It's a blue suit and tie affair as 17 prominent male figures and professionals from across the capital will strut their stuff on the runway during the first annual Blue Tie Shindig Initiative for Autism at the Super Club's Breezes Resort this coming Saturday at 6:30. The main event is a fundraiser to assist children with special needs hosted by the Seahorse Institute. Board member and president of West Point Media, Anthony Smith, talked about the importance of the event and why you should be a part of it.
4 to 5 boys are diagnosed with autism. That's a very high number. So when Dr. Major and I got together along with the team, we thought, okay, we need to find a cause where the men could step up or everybody can jump in and take this as an initiative to make the public aware of this, because there are some misconceptions about autism or treatment or whether or not someone is accurately diagnosed. So this platform also provides a lot of educational tools to make the public more aware.
Tamiko Sawyer along with PJ Douglas are the special guest hosts for the event. Sawyer told ZNS News yesterday that he is excited to be a part of an initiative to help children from a charity he adopted.
I can't wait to wear the suit. We can tell you all see the suit. This is the whole dress up. We get our corporate men out there walking the runway. So you all definitely need to come and see that. I'm just doing this just to make people laugh, and comedy, like my comedy, and just to make the people laugh is about spreading the message as well. If you really watch the videos, you'll see where I actually do that. So it ain't just about me making you laugh. It's about getting a message across and helping others.
For 70 years, St. Andrew's International School has been operating here in the Bahamas. This year, the school is celebrating a milestone with a school fair. Crystal Darling has a story.
St. Andrew's International, a school with 550 students from kindergarten to grade 12, is celebrating 70 years since being established in 1948. The institution has a wide curriculum, including the new Autism unit, which they describe as a school within a school. The focus of the celebration is a fair which will take place this Saturday. Life skills and home economics teacher Philippa Cole said that this is significant for the institution, seeing how far the school has come.
Then in the early 50s, it moved to Collins Avenue, to that beautiful building that's still there, right on the, I guess you'd call it the southwest corner. In the early 70s, we moved to this beautiful campus here. There was much more room, and since that time, the school has changed in various different ways.
St. Andrew's principal Robert Stitch spoke about developments the school has made in recent years.
We have the school hall, which is just across the way, the new cafeteria, the new area where students can eat, which is a covered area, so that's another significant development.
Fair co-chair Kaynell Ritchie and Principal Stitch are encouraging members of the public to come out and enjoy.
All of the games and beverage stalls, as well as the popcorn, cotton candy, they'll be run by our school. And the kids, teachers, and parents, they'll be working those stalls. And as an incentive, the students will be rewarded with their CAS hours.
I think this really speaks to the mission and vision of the school, which is about inclusion. And inclusion is really central to what we're all about here at St. Andrew's School. So the whole bike ride, all the proceeds that are raised from the bike ride go to our scholarship fund. So that's to give St. Andrew's education to students that maybe otherwise couldn't afford to come to this great school.
Funds raised at the St. Andrew's International School Fair will go towards improving and developing sporting facilities here at the school. I'm Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Crystal, and stay with us. Sports is up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, first at 6.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Yeah, child, I can ride this right on this rim. Y'all guess what? What? I ain't got no spare. Let me just get a jump from the hacker. Nah, this flat. Guess what, pa? If you back around the corner of Wolf Road, there's a tire too. I go in there right now. Don't look at nosy, Shirley. Get a shut up in my head in the back there. Stop making nerds. Hey, sweet boy, give me one of them tire. And while you at it, check this back.
Epic Wolf Road now has tires too. Why not replace your tires on the weekend? Wolf Road is open 7 days a week, including holidays. Visit us today.
Cellular and Electronics is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. From the latest in cell phones and accessories like the iPhone 6s Plus to the Samsung S6 Edge, the latest in game consoles, games, and accessories. We also carry the best hoverboards, stereo sound systems, and much more. We also have certified technicians to fix all your electronic needs. Located in the Coconut Grove Plaza and the mall at Marathon. What are you waiting for? Come on down to CTI Cellular and Electronics today.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo. There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. They began the points races this morning at the National Family Island Regatta in Georgetown, Exuma. In Class C, the first cannon going to Xena, skippered by David Knowles. Second was Buller Red. Third went to Whitty K. In Class E, Lloyd Sands skippered Judgment Day to first. School Rush second. Lady Kayla in third. The first series race in Class B went to Jeff Gale and the Lonesome Dove out of Abaco. Buzzy Roll and Lady Sonia second. Susan Chase from Long Island rounding out the top three. No points races sailed as yet in Class A because of light winds. They'll try and get 2 A-class races in tomorrow, along with another race in each of the other classes. The Bahamas Amateur Boxing Federation held elections last weekend. After years at the helm, Wellington Miller did not offer himself for re-election. Miller is no longer the president of the Bahamas Olympic Committee either. So what exactly is he doing with his time these days?
Wellington Miller is going to stay in the background and help sports. He still have the love for sports in his belly, so he's going to stay in the background. There's a lot of work to do in the background, and I'm satisfied to be the producer now.
In this feel-good story, we take a closer look at how one family is using sports to create a tighter bond. For more on that, here's Charles Fisher.
They are a talented family trio, Michelangelo Bullet, Rima, and Alio Otaba. Get to know them. Who's the most talented of the three?
I'd say me.
You say you? Why?
Because I play multiple sports. Also, I hold more trophies, so I'd say it's me.
You agree with that?
To a certain extent, but I also do multiple sports and hold many trophies.
But right now the recognition is you, because you could tell him you're the record holder in the grifter. He ain't even reached that yet.
Exactly. You ain't even reached that
Yeah,
yet.
so I give it that right now.
Okay. How's it being battling with these two?
I would say it was me because I also play sports and I'm good with my academics.
We good with our academics too, so.
Last year, Michelangelo won a bronze in the under-17 boys javelin in Curacao. This year, he did not make the team due to an injury. At this past year's games, Rima not only won gold in the under-17 girls javelin, but also set a new Carifta record.
It was a little bit of rumbling and competitive spirit in the air with me playing last year, so her momentum her intentions was to get a medal this year, but I didn't know it had been a gold medal, so it's more competitive nature inside there right now.
Yeah. How has it been since winning that gold medal? Star on campus?
Yeah, a lot of people have been congratulating me and telling me to continue doing good, and so yeah, it's been really nice.
Now, since winning that medal, it's a choice between softball and javelin. Now, where you going?
Right now, I'm like leaning more towards javelin, but I still want to do softball. So it's still. I haven't made an exact choice yet.
At 17, Michelangelo, Rima, age 15, and young sister Aliyah at 13, all eyeing next year's team.
Yeah, so that's the plan. With hard work and dedication, we want all three of us to be there, and it'd be more competitive nature to push each other. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Same, exactly. All three of us are looking to get on the Carifta team and participate in the 2019 Carifta.
I hope so.
As for how they are doing in the classroom and what's ahead for the future, stay tuned for that in another newscast. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
The Providence Basketball Club's spring showcase taking place this week at the Donald Davis Gym. Organizer Kevin K.J. Johnson explains why these kinds of events are so important.
It's all about giving our young people some opportunities to get scholarships and further education through basketball. And, Bahamians on a whole are very talented and athletic. They just need to learn, play the game the right way, and just hopefully they'll get an opportunity to go to school to further their education.
The third annual Dream Chasers basketball tournament taking place this week at the Hay Street Court. Nathaniel McKinney, the man, making it happen.
This is the grassroots areas. This is the inner city. This is where most of the kids. This is bigger than a basketball tournament. This is a social development club. That's the type of club we have here. We have tons of kids here. We have athletic scholars. We have 3.0 students. We have 3 of my girls who offer scholarships to private school.
That is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Hey, I'm Megan Shepard, a reporter here at the ZNS Northern Service. Did you know that ZNS is right at your fingertips when you download the new ZNS app? Missed something in our newscast? That's okay. Simply pull up the app, swipe, and you'll find all of our news headlines and highlights. So what are you waiting for? Download the new ZNS app today.
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
We are their mentor. And when we live long enough to see them succeed, then we know that we have done a great thing. Because that's what we're here for.
Once we get to the kids and we can get Jesus in their heart, then if only we affect one child, that child goes to school in the neighborhood where they might have at least 30 children in the class, and time they spread that good joy, that would be tremendous.
Agriculture Now returns to the ZNS Network Thursday, May 3rd. Learn about the country's capacity to feed itself through farming and fishing, and the importance of these industries to the economy. And find out how you can grow some of your own food right in your backyard. Tune into Agriculture Now beginning Thursday, May 3rd at 8:30 p.m. right here on the ZNS Network.
Technologies Incorporated has announced that its Puerto Rico joint venture with TCG Investments is set to begin construction of the first 2 of 5 medical marijuana dispensaries plans to open on the island. The investment group has contracted with Custom Group, an experienced Puerto Rico-based contracting firm, to lead the construction. The number of foreign visitors arrivals to Cuba decreased by 7% in the first quarter of this year compared to the same period of 2017, according to tourism authorities, who still expect to receive 2 million tourists by late May. Meanwhile, British Ambassador to Cuba Anthony Stokes anticipates boosting the tourism potential between the UK and Cuba during the upcoming 38th Cuba International Tourism Fair. All the primary roads in the United States Virgin Islands will be completely rebuilt to the United States Department of Transportation, federal highway standards. For the first time in history, a full assessment of the territory's public road system was conducted in order to determine conditions after the storms and the estimated cost of a comprehensive rebuilding and repairs program.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, we have the stall-out frontal boundary between New Providence and the Exumas that will begin lifting towards the north, triggering a few showers and even an isolated thunderstorm or two. Outside of our studios, we have mostly cloudy skies, temperature 82 degrees, your relative humidity 69%. The winds are out of the east-southeast at 4 knots. Your barometric pressure 1,013.6 millibars, that is 29.93 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks, Basil, and that's a look at news in the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move, news from the Northern Bahamas is up next.
A big connection. Female students getting a crash course in ITC opportunities. And the Blood Donor Society wants you to give the gift of life.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rowe-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the government continuing its efforts to empower small businesses on Grand Bahama. The Office of the Prime Minister joining forces with the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce today to host the second Business-to-Business Expo at the Pelican Bay Resort, providing a platform for small companies to engage with large corporations. Sabrina Brown has the details.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson says the Business-to-Business Expo is expected to change the way business is conducted on Grand Bahama as it aims to connect large corporations with the small business sector.
We want to ensure that the big companies spend their money with the small companies here in Grand Bahama. The government is confident that through this collaboration, many of the goods and services now imported from foreign vendors can instead be delivered by Grand Bahamian businesses.
The minister says this initiative falls in line with the government's Small Business and Micro-Enterprise Grant Program and provides the world of opportunities for participants.
Some of those businesses who have been given grants and who started their businesses, they will be actually giving you some giveaways for services in those businesses today, so that they will also be able to expose themselves to you, the business community. We believe that this initiative sets a tone for sustainable development and diversification of our Grand Bahama economy.
President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Mick Holding, says there are many opportunities for small businesses in various industries.
For example, Bahamian companies have been established providing such things as tank cleaning services for Grand Bahama Shipyard. And, indirectly, where, small businesses, maybe in the tourist sector, have been established providing beach activities and island tours to the guests at the hotels.
However, he says some of the larger companies in those sectors are still collectively spending tens of millions of dollars annually to import goods and services. Consultant at Quality Services Limited, Barry Malcolm, says QSL is always willing to partner with local contractors.
The opportunity for smaller businesses depends on the area. I mean, for example, the project that's being looked at for now at Farmer Camp, if we get it, there will be a number of companies in the civil area, in the cladding area, that we could look at and would look at as potential subcontractors for the project. It depends entirely on what the project is. And we always look to the market either for individual employees or for specialized companies that do certain things, certain services.
Opportunities also abound for Bahamian companies at Statoil in East Grand Bahama. Supply chain manager Tyrone Perpal.
And there's opportunities to dispose of or salvage items, as well as you can supply goods and services, and you just have to reach out and do it in a competitive way.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Now, PharmaChem Technologies also made a presentation at that Business-to-Business Expo. In other news, the Caribbean Export Development Agency, in conjunction with BAIC, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, coming together next week to conduct a sensitization workshop to promote the Direct Assistance Grant Scheme. Now, the workshop, scheduled for Monday morning at the Chamber of Commerce, will make business operators more aware of how to access funding and how to apply for grants in the process of reimbursement.
It has skipped a few years, but we have brought it here before on several occasions. And what it speaks directly to is an opportunity for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises to access grant fund. And that I should also indicate that is a reimbursable grant fund. And we certainly want those who fit the criteria, meaning those who have businesses that have been in existence for 2 years or more, who have the capacity to export or who are currently exporting, you should attend this workshop.
Now, Pratt says the program offers grants between 10 and 50,000 euros, and the grant allows for 2 companies to submit a reimbursement claim.
Interested in exporting, if you are currently exporting and you have the capacity to export, then you want to attend this workshop, which will provide you with valuable information on accessing grant funding to assist your business in either exporting, building the capacity to export, and to continue your operation. So we will be discussing topics like eligibility requirements, application process, the evaluation process, and all of those costs that will be eligible or ineligible.
In other news, the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority bringing its Girls in ITC program to Grand Bahama today. Officials say they made the conscientious decision to expose students in the northern Bahamas to the fastest growing industry in the world, particularly because of the government's promotion of Grand Bahama as the country's tech hub. Now, many young girls had an opportunity to hear firsthand from women who are leading the sector and how women are quickly dominating the field. Over 150 young women from grades 10 through 12 throughout the Bahamas who have demonstrated a keen interest in the areas of information, communication, and technology were selected to take part in IRCA's annual observance. This year, girl bosses were called from the various sectors to speak to the young women about the many new and exciting career choices in the field. Among them, Christy Powell, a young Bahamian woman who has gone from growing up building tree houses in her backyard in Nassau to working at one of the best investment companies in the world, and then moving to work at the best technology company in the world, Google, and then leaving Google to start her own technology company.
So it's important for you to make sure that you always have a clear focus and goal for what it is that you want to achieve, and never lose sight of that goal. Once you lose sight of that goal, you're lost. Your path, my path is very different from your path, and that's okay. My path isn't the right path, and it could be different from yours. But the point is, we're all on our own paths, and we all have to charge our own courses.
International guest speaker Nancy Duyon came from a small town in Haiti and told the ladies in attendance how she had big dreams. She's now an international ICT expert where she leads research globally for the multi-million-dollar company Uber.
So here we are in Bahamas, for example, and who are going to build these solutions for Bahamians? It has to be Bahamians, right? It has to be you guys to think about your solutions for this country, and you guys can figure that out. Because the truth of the matter is, if you can build solutions for the Bahamas, you are helping India, you are helping Brazil, you are helping South America, and that's literally what I do. I literally take these gold ideas from Haiti, go to India, test them out, and then go to South Africa and launch them, and then all of a sudden I've built something that works for the entire world.
One by one, girl bosses from various companies shared why they are leading in the ICT field. Also taking part in the student breakout sessions was the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas' very own Aldavis Munnings, who shared her story of starting as a news clerk and rose to Deputy Director of News, working every position in between.
I've been a reporter, journalist, editor, anchor, producer, going on 25 years now, and I'll be hitting the 30-year mark soon. So I just wanted to give the girls here some insight on broadcasting and how it's such a beneficial industry.
Parliamentary Secretary for the BCB and MP for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Pakisha Parker-Edgecombe, encouraging the students to do their best, adding that they are just as strong and wise as their counterparts.
We have a lot to offer, and I encourage you to become creative. Think outside the box. Ensure that as our men move, we move. We have a lot to offer.
In news from the courts, the Barry and Sheena Johnson murder trial continuing in the Supreme Court this afternoon. During the session, Attorney Carlton Sherland presented his closing statements to the jury. He reminded the jury that if they choose a guilty verdict for his client, his client defendant, Kevin Dames, they must be sure and they must rely on the facts that were presented in the court. Attorney Sherland also told the jurors that their likes or dislikes for Dames should not influence their decision, and they must do their best to get it right. Now, he also admitted that Barry Johnson and his family was ridiculed during the trial. He told the jurors that he nor Kevin Dames once endorsed that and then apologized to the family members for whomever did. He also noted that Barry Johnson's wife, Sheena Johnson, did not deserve what happened to her, saying her family comes to court each day for justice. Once Attorney Sherland is done with his closing statement, the prosecution will follow. Kevin Dames, Deval Hall, and Paul Belizaire are on trial for the murder of the couple back in 2015. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues in just a moment.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
It's time to go green again!
With tropical palms from Dolly Madison, Grand Bahama. You asked for it, and Dolly Madison's got it. Flowering trees, tropical palm trees, landscaping trees, indoor and outdoor plants, fruit trees, vegetable plants, and seeds galore.
It's time to go green again!
Yes, it's time to restore your yard and outdoor sanctuary. Make your home and garden green again. But hurry while supplies last.
Come on down now.
Zion United Baptist invites you to their 47th Annual District Convention, May 1st through the 6th, 7:30 p.m. nightly at Central Zion Baptist Church, downtown 8 Mile Rock. Plan to attend.
The time that we take here today can be the meaning of someone going blind tomorrow.
The program is progressing and developing, and Dr. Ash is planning that there are reach out and screening clinics in the Family Islands elsewhere.
Innovative designs, where you can find the perfect solution for your windows. Call them today at 351-7007.
Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A group of women coming together to share their stories of how they overcame various issues and challenges in their lives. Siobhan Roll established the organization His Wife, Their Mother 2 years ago, having gone through many struggles from postpartum depression to dealing with the loss of loved ones. And she says she simply wanted to start a support group to give women a platform to express themselves freely.
Born because there are other women who share my story. It was born because there are other women who are coming up that need to hear that it is possible for you to live a fruitful life and not have to suffer in silence and not have to depend on these things in order for you to have a normal life. There are women walking around right now in our Bahama land who must have their pills or else they can't function. I'm different. You know, I'm the minority. I was able to get away from it. But I want them to know, I want you to know, those of you that are here, whatever your story is, whatever your situation is, you are not alone.
Now, a special brunch was held at the Harris Garden on Saturday. Guest speaker was the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, who encouraged the women to know their worth and to be strong.
As a wife, it's very hard. I know so many times, even just now, being in the political arena, I'm always on the move. And I find that sometimes I get the cross eye as to where are you going now? What do you have to do now? But I must say that I've been really, really well supported. And when you're a wife, sometimes you have to be the one who's always doing. But when you find a mate who's able to assist you, that is definitely something that you want to make sure and encourage. We can't do it by ourselves.
In other news, more assistance coming in for the Grand Bahama Children's Home. The Kiwanis Club of Nassau partnered with the Kiwanis Club of Freeport to present a donation to the home this weekend. President Dwayne Brown says the organization continues to donate food items across the Bahamas and found it fitting to come to Grand Bahama to make a difference at the children's home. Chairperson of the Kiwanis Youth Service, Deandra Davis, spearheading the initiative. Now, she says some $2,000 were spent on the items.
Yes, we love to give back. There are some hurting people in our country, and everybody doesn't have. The Kiwanis Club of Nassau, we are non-profitable, so we depend on sponsors. So I really have to say thank you to the Bahamas Power and Light Company who sponsored this, and who made an initiative to assist us with this project today.
We saw the need here after being contacted by an individual residing here in Grand Bahama. They would have actually requested that we would have solicited some donations of goods, which would have consisted of cereals, rice, corned beef, tuna, grocery items for the home, as well as linen for the actual bedding.
Chairperson of the Children's Home Fundraising Committee, Catherine Smith, says that this donation is greatly appreciated.
You guys follow the home quite a bit, and you know that generally we have about 25 and sometimes up to 35 kids here. So when the service organizations come and present us with this kind of food stuff, we're eternally grateful. It's very difficult at times to feed the amount of kids that we have. It's not an easy job. It's not easy what the workers have to do here, as well as the committee members. And so we are very grateful for the Kiwanis Clubs for doing what they're doing today.
And finally, in news, this week is being celebrated as Laboratory Week, and the Blood Donors Society of Grand Bahama will be doing their part by hosting a blood drive. President of the organization, Ladidra Marsh, says that their aim is to fill the blood bank, thanks to the partnership that they have formed with the business and civic community.
Everybody needs blood. And so what we're trying to do is make certain that the blood is readily available when people who need the blood need to get the blood. We don't have to be going on social media websites and asking people to come and give blood when the time, the family, that's the time that the family should be taking care of the patient and not trying to do something as important as getting someone to give blood. So we want people to come forward and be blood donors voluntarily, join the registry, and give blood.
Now, lab manager at the Rand Memorial Hospital and treasurer of the Blood Donors Society, Claudia Clinton, says donors must be between the ages of 18 and 17, otherwise parental consent is needed.
Between 16 and 18, you need written parental consent in order to donate. We ask that you come in on a full stomach, eat at least 1 hour before you come in. Some people have questions about medication. If you're hypertensive or diabetic, most of the time you can still donate. We will just confer with you on what medication you're taking and then determine whether you can give or not. We will always check your pressure and your iron level before you donate. Also, some people have tattoos and they're concerned about whether they can give or not. As long as the tattoo is more than a year old, you can donate. Some people are concerned, they say they're anemic. Let us tell you whether you're anemic or not. Come in, we'll screen you, and we'll let you know whether you can give or not.
Now, the blood drive will be held on tomorrow between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. in the training room at the Rand Memorial Hospital. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi, and welcome. A concerned parent asked me this question. Last term, my child came home almost every day from school, complaining that another kid in his class was picking on him. I'm concerned that he is being bullied. With school opening soon, what is the best way for me to handle this if it happens again? As a parent, your question is so timely, and thanks for asking it. Every day, thousands of children and teens wake up afraid to go to school. Bullying is a problem that affects millions of students worldwide and has everyone worried, not just the kids on its receiving end. Yet because parents, teachers, and other adults don't always see it, they may not understand how extreme bullying can get. Studies have shown that 15% of high school students, grades 9 through 12, were electronically bullied in the past year. In one large study, about 50% of children in grades 4 through 12 reported being bullied by other students at school at least once a month. If you feel like your child is being bullied, don't take matters into your own hands. Speak with your child or teen's teacher right away. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we return.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Steppin' Out. Satisfy your style habits with shoes for every occasion. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
It's sports time, everybody. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Let's get started right away. Day 3 of the primary school track and field championships, and what a day it was. Hugh Campbell leads the big schools competition on 25.5 points. Freeport Primary 105, Walter Parker Primary 72, Maurice Moore with 57, and the small schools, well, Martintown has got 54 points, Sunland 49 as well, and Freeport Gospel 32, Bartlett has got 38 points, and Bishop Michael London with 17.5. Tabernacle leads the little school division with 43 points, as well as Western with 19. East Grand Bahamas got 16, Lewis Yard 14, and Freeport Bible with 12 points. Bimini with 9, looking pretty good. Holmes Rock 8.5. As far as the companies that said yes to our children, like Awards and Signs of Port Authority, also Parliamentary Focal, also Coca-Cola, Pharmachem, Ministry of Sports and Culture, also KFC, Pizza Hut, and the young people says that their importance is Anishka Saunders, and for the Council of City of Freeport, Co-Chairman Ernie Barr says, let's do it.
We at KFC are very pleased to be a part of this and a part of paying tribute to Mrs. Russell and Mrs. Pinder. We thank you also for your dedication and service to this community. KFC is pleased to be a participant and a sponsor.
It's our pleasure to be able to actually tell these two nice ladies who actually contribute to the development of the Bahamas. Thank you in a special way. And once again, like I say, thank you on behalf of the City of Freeport Council.
Tomorrow, the 100, 200, 400s, all tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Go by the Plex. Should be fun. Bahamas Basketball Federation Bunny Lavarity National Tournament is on Grand Bahama this weekend. Grand Bahama Basketball Association President Quinton Three-Ongs Hall is excited about hosting the event at the Jack Hayward Gym in honor of the late Bernard Bunny Lavarity.
Happy and pleased to have the tournament here in Grand Bahama. We've been looking forward to it for an entire year. We know how it was to get to Abaco last year, so for the teams coming here who will be traveling into Grand Bahama, we truly invite you guys to come and enjoy this atmosphere here in Grand Bahama. Also to the public, it's been a long season and it's been tiresome. But now we have 2 champions from Grand Bahama that will represent at this tournament. The Coca-Cola Reach Out Saints for Division 2 and the Gym Rats for Division 1.
Now, the father of the late Bernard Bunny Lavarity, Natty Lavarity, expressed the family's thanks to the Bahamas Basketball Federation for keeping the name of Bunny Lavarity alive, and on the tournament commissioner of the league, and that is Denzel Lynch McGuire Swain, says they're ready to rock and roll, and competition will be stiff today.
On Thursday, we have our first game at 6 p.m. in Lucha Division 2.
versus Abaco Division 2. At 7 o'clock, we have Grand Bahama Division 2 Coca-Cola. Outreach Saints will be playing against Division 2 Breezes High out of New Providence. We have our 8 o'clock game will be Division 1 Commonwealth Bank Giants versus Bimini Division 1 team. At 9 o'clock, our team will be Abaco Division 1 versus Grand Bahama Division 1 Fast Track Gym Rats.
And they started play already. We got a busy weekend here in Grand Bahama. The 16th annual Darrell Says Basketball Showcase starts tomorrow, runs through Sunday, St. George's Gymnasium. Let Kimberly Mullings fill you in.
The Darrell Sayers Basketball Showcase has aided over 100 students with receiving high school and college scholarships abroad, in excess of $2 million. The theme for the showcase this year is Still Make Your Hoop Dreams a Reality. This year, organizers have seen an increase in interest from basketball players.
As you know, we have a lot of young kids who dream of being the next Buddy Hield and playing at the next level, but you know, our whole thing is from an academic standpoint. We want every kid to have an opportunity to get a chance in education.
Calvin McIntosh spoke to the format for this year's showcase versus tournament style of play.
If we have, let's just say 4 or 5 kids coming from the same school, we'd put them on a team where they kind of could they didn't used to playing with each other, and their skills would showcase a little better rather than just throwing them with dudes who they don't know. So we still trying to incorporate a tournament style, even though it's more or less of an individual showcase.
Assistant Sports Manager with the Ministry of Tourism, Jay Philippe, says the showcase will prove to be beneficial to the local economy. Chief Counselor of the City of Freeport, Kendall Culmer, pledged their support to the Darrell Sayers Showcase as well.
With this showcase, it is in line with our mandate, which is to bring sporting groups to the island of Grand Bahama. And that can be done in actually 2 folds, with international coaches traveling to Grand Bahama, and also from a domestic standpoint, with players traveling from either Nassau, Abaco, Bimini, wherever family island it is, to travel to Grand Bahama.
The theme alone causes you just want to wish you had more money to give. These are these kids' dreams, and we want to see them accomplish it.
The top 20 players from the showcase this year will be named to the AAU team to travel to the U.S. this summer to play in tournaments. Kimberly Mullings, Sadness Soul Sports.
And don't forget that the NFL draft is tonight, 8 o'clock, and yes, Cleveland has got the first pick, and yes, that cockeye fish team called the Miami Dolphins will pick number 11. Like last year, they'll mess it up. That's a look at sports tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Freeport Jewelers in Port Lucaya. Fashion starts here.
KMW Battery and Tire is on the move. The leading battery and tire company has moved to its new, more spacious location, number 1 West Settlers Way, and it's more than just batteries and tires, but features expanded goods and services from truck tires, oil, air and gas filters, hydraulic tools, air hoses, car mats, and marine and ATV batteries. Experience speedy oil changes and KMW mobile tire repair services. Management and staff at KMW Battery say a big thank you, Grand Bahama, for your support. The leading battery and tire company, number 1 West Settlers Way, KMW Battery and Tires. Celebrate Paint Fair's anniversary with great savings this Friday and Saturday. 20% off store-wide this Friday and Saturday only at Paint Fair, West Settlers Way, 352-9788.
All last year, I fell in love with Belinda. But this year, I want to just kick it up a notch.
Did you hear about our new bamboo line?
When he started talking about you can sell on TV.
Hold on, Dr. Love. Not that type of bamboo you're talking about. You ain't hear about the nice bamboo sheet. And you can get it in all colors. And if you ain't want it in the sheets, Dr. Love, you can get it in the pillows.
Thank God for island bedding.
Come and visit me at number 5, Queens Highway, Island Bedding.
Tell Gordon what you just said.
No.
No? Tell the public what Gordon said.
No.
Okay, anyhow. We can talk with that tomorrow.
Good. And that's got to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team,
I'm Regatta like what?
I'm Shashina Will Farkas in the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Bye-bye.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Lots for low prices. Hear the Prime Minister on the terms of a low-cost arrangement for first-time homeowners. Banking on cutting losses. Hear the Deputy Prime Minister's mandate as the Bahamas Development Bank climbs out of the red. And a new survey evaluates how Bahamians rate corruption in the country. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
The Prime Minister says the economy's turnaround has begun. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping news tonight. The opening of the CEO Network 3-day Global Empowerment Conference kicked off on a high note as Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis told attendees that the economy of the Bahamas could see real growth this year and assured residents and visitors of his government's effort to fight the war on crime and improve the country's infrastructure. LaDon Davis has the story.
It's the 15th consecutive year that the CEO Global Empowerment Conference has attracted scores of prominent leaders and entrepreneurs from around the world to the Malia Resort and includes African royalty. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, in his keynote address, noted the timely theme this year towards economic emancipation as it coincides with his government's commitment to revitalizing this country's economy.
My government has undertaken a program of long-term economic growth in order to reduce unemployment and to move the Bahamas economy to a more sustainable path. From improving the ease of doing business to relaxing exchange control, we are liberalizing the Bahamas' economy. Our economy is set to grow by about 2.5% this year. This may be the best growth since the Great Recession of 2008.
With some 5,000 jobs available in the maritime industry and the need to diversify the economy, the Prime Minister says his government will invest $25 million to assist small to medium entrepreneurs and plans to dramatically improve the ease of doing business for small and medium-sized business owners and potential investors.
In the upcoming national budget, there will be other measures announced to improve the ease of doing business for Bahamian businesses and international investors. Our program of reform and transformation includes new thinking about the role of government as we create new and innovative ideas and partnerships for national development.
And as crime statistics continue to take a nosedive here in the capital, efforts are still underway to combat crime challenges. But in the meantime, the Prime Minister says ongoing infrastructural upgrades and promoting the best the Bahamas has to offer to international investors is one of the key priorities of his government.
Both Atlantis, Paradise Island, and Bahama are doing exceptionally well. We have a number of exciting tourism and investment projects slated for Grand Bahama. We must continue to improve policing and the criminal justice system while promoting social intervention to help tackle some of the causes of crime.
The CEO Network Conference comes to an end on Sunday with a celebration service of Thanksgiving at the Miracle Arena Church in the Bahama Convention Center's ballroom. LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
Some good news for first-time homeowners as the government is a step closer to making home ownership a reality. At the opening of the CEO Network Conference last night, the Prime Minister referred to a bill laid in Parliament to launch the ambitious housing program, which will provide lots to first-time homeowners at a market price of less than $30,000 per lot. But he says homeowners will be responsible for building their own homes and using their personal architect or pre-existing plans. The Prime Minister made it clear that homeowners have 2 years to build with duty-free concession rates.
We laid the bill in Parliament by the Minister responsible for housing. And after our budget in May, in June or July, he will launch his first 20 to 30 lots, soon to be followed by 79 in San Salvador and an additional 301 here in New Providence. This incentive will help to boost new construction. The program will be extended to family islands, thus encouraging family island ownership, second home ownership.
Veteran journalist and founder of the CEO Network, Deborah Bartlett, talked about the significance and the objectives of this year's conference.
The CEO Network Global Empowerment Conference 2018 represents a clarion call for the people of the Bahamas and all of you who have joined us around the world to unite and restore, strengthen the pillars of family, productivity, ownership, and integrity in our nations. We are restored and strengthened when we are governed by the vision of economic emancipation. In this environment, money is not the motivation. Peace and prosperity are the results.
Results from the Global Corruption Barometer survey were launched by the Citizens for a Better Bahamas during a special presentation at the Harry Seymour Library. 1,000 Bahamians participated in the poll, which was conducted last year. Citizens for a Better Bahamas chairman Lamar Campbell says the survey evaluates how Bahamians view corruption and their experience with it.
Actually, there was 65% of respondents who said that they thought the government was performing well in actually fighting corruption. But you have to remember that this was conducted in October of last year, and during that time there were some corruption charges by former political senior officials, and there was also audits conducted. And I might add that this is the highest in the region, Latin America and the Caribbean, where 65% said that government was performing well in fighting corruption.
Now, the survey was designed with the help of Transparency International. That organization's regional advisor, Luciana Tucciaro, says the survey could be used as a guide to formulate a plan to address corrupt practices.
This is a survey that we have implemented in many countries all around the world, but in the Bahamas we haven't done it so far. That's true. And why do we do it here this time? Well, in the Caribbean and in this country in particular, there's really lack of data, lack of information on where corruption is more concentrates the most. So we have chosen to do it here because we feel that there's a concrete need to find out where corruption exactly is.
Well, still to come in the Bahamas tonight, officials want your help in reporting child abuse cases. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Leaded, designed for extra miles.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day your family and friends are important to you, and and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock, and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
With KFC's Family Deal, everything is under control.
Dad genius.
Enjoy our family deal with 8 pieces of freshly prepared chicken, large family fries, and 4 biscuits. All for just $20 including VAT. KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Home is more than where the heart is. Home is where the children feel safe. A place where family comes first. Come home today with a BOB residential mortgage. Enjoy attractive rates with up to 25 years to repay. Or use the equity in your home to fund home improvements or other worthwhile needs. Isn't it time you came home to a place of your own? Talk with us today. BOB, your bank of solutions.
Me, she was going to Super Value and Quality Supermarkets for a little bit of this and a lot of that. Normally I'd be nervous, but not the great weekly specials like Rainbow Corned Beef, 12-ounce can, $1.89. Danish Spare Ribs, $2.49 per pound. Par Excellence Parboiled Rice, 5-pound bag, $2.99. Libby's Whole Kernel Corn or Sliced Beets, 15-ounce can, 99 cents. Whole Watermelons, $3.99 each. Tofian Bagels, 20-ounce pack, $1.89. Guilt-free shopping at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The Bahamas Development Bank experiencing some success in reducing its losses. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, says losses at the institution declined 43% in 2017, noting that losses in 2016 totaled $1.9 million compared to $1.1 million. Speaking at a press conference highlighting the way forward for the BDB as it celebrates 40 years, the Deputy Prime Minister said he has issued a charge to the institution.
As the bank continues to strengthen its portfolio, I have directed the Board of Directors to ensure that the bank arrives at a point where government support is no longer required. And the Chairman will tell you that we are very serious about that, and we've given the bank a 3-year mandate to wean itself off government support. And that means a more efficient bank. It means a more aggressive bank in terms of engaging in profit-making initiatives.
Now, bank officials say moving forward, they're pursuing targeted economic development. Deputy Chairman Pastor Cedric Moss says during the first quarter of the year, the bank commenced efforts to develop a robust renewable energy sector.
The bank is in the early stages of designing financing products in response to the growing demand for renewable energy throughout the country. With the implementation of the Bahamas National Energy Policy and the regulatory framework governing the same, as well as Bahamas Power and Light's small-scale renewable energy generation program that facilitates grid interconnectivity, the bank is positioning itself to help small and medium enterprises to increase their participation in the industry.
A husband and wife duo are living their dream thanks to the Bahamas Development Bank. They're able to determine their own destiny and be there for their children while bringing a tasty product to the market. Cleopatra Murphy tells us about the product Shiver Sorbet.
For the past 4 years, Elvis Presenti and his wife have been producing Shiver Sorbet that is now on the market thanks to the help of the Bahamas Development Bank. The brand was one of a number of Bahamian vendors showcased at the bank's open house Thursday, where Presenti explained the product.
Sorbet is like ice cream without the dairy, so it's water-based instead of milk-based. So it's basically water, fruit, and sweetener that go in our sorbet. No preservatives or anything like that, none of the bad stuff. We have mango, passion fruit, pineapple, tamarind, guava, blackberry, soursop.
Presenti's booth was a popular one with many students in attendance clamoring around for a taste. Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Peter Turnquest was also a fan of the sorbet.
Shiver. Excellent. This is very good. I will buy this. This is wonderful. This is fantastic.
Can I get a copy of this?
I endorse that.
The entrepreneur says they also produce an ice cream that they sell from time to time that is being tested. He anticipates it will be another 6 months before it becomes widely available. So, like those at the open house, where can you get the product?
We saw the Super Values, Lickety Split, were distributed by Fun Food Wholesale. They're the distributors of Nestle and Haagen-Dazs. And some gas stations, some out islands, we're in a lot of places. We're trying to get everywhere.
While the company is still in its infancy stage, Presenti says he has big plans.
Our goal is to actually be the national brand of the Bahamas. When people come to the Bahamas and talk about ice cream, they're going to mention Shiver in the same breath. That's what we want to do. We want to be in every single talk shop, every single store in the Bahamas.
The Deputy Prime Minister says the Development Bank is about giving Bahamians opportunity, while the open house provided an audience.
We have to expose these kinds of products to Bahamians and to our hotel industry, because you should be selling this like crazy. This is wonderful.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Activities observing Child Protection Month continue. Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lanisha Roll, revealed in the House of Assembly that child abuse is everyone's business, noting that there's been a decrease in child abuse cases across the country. But she says one case is one too many.
If you see it, you have a duty to say it, and if you hear it, you have a duty to tell it. We must care, Mr. Speaker. We have a duty to share, according to the Child Protection Act and according to our own moral obligation, any information that we have to detect, to prevent, and to respond to child abuse.
We care, we share, prevent child abuse is the theme for this month. Today, school students and officials from the Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development, in conjunction with the National Child Protection Council and the Suspected Child Abuse Neglect Unit, held their annual service for Child Protection Month at the Commonwealth Mission Baptist Church. Minister of Social Services Rolls spoke about the importance of being responsible when a child shows signs of abuse.
I would like the public to be aware that child abuse exists in various forms. There's just not one type of child abuse. There are variables of child abuse, and I would like people to notice the children, and not only notice the children, but recognize that they have a duty to report things that they know are improper as it relates to children. Be alert, be aware, be our brother's keeper, and that is going to help us to prevent and be able to have early detection of any forms of child abuse, so we can eradicate and eliminate as much as possible.
Pastor of Commonwealth Mission Baptist Church, Bishop Arnold Josie, emphasized the need for community care, announcing the development of an upcoming children's center in Exuma.
We're going to have some place to put our children. As we start and talk to the people in Exuma, they say, what happens if on the weekend a child is abused? And there's a holiday weekend and social services people going to Nassau on holiday. Someone said, well, take him to the police. The police say, don't give him to us. So then we were left with a quandary. What do we do? Well, these folks answer the question. They're going to build a home. They're going to furnish the home. And they're going to do all the stuff that is necessary. All they need is suitably qualified persons who know how to deal with children to run the home.
In other news tonight, Member of Parliament for Southern Shores, the Honourable Frankie Campbell, says while not in Parliament at the time the Interception of Communications Bill 2017 was introduced by the former administration, he was not concerned about the contents of the bill, but its timing so close to a general election. Mr. Campbell says at that time the country was continually asking for details of the National Intelligence Agency and information was not forthcoming. He says against that backdrop and with the possibility that the alleged leader of the now defunct agency would have been a candidate in the election, there was no guarantee that persons would not have used that post to the detriment of the Free National Movement. Campbell says both had the intent of empowering officers with modernized crime-fighting tools, and government wants to make sure that Bahamians are safe.
We
invite the honorable leader, like we did last week with the anonymity bill, to join us. Come on, one accord. Join us, and when we get to the committee stage, if not before, offer your amendments, and let's get this right. I look forward to the day in this House, Mr. Deputy Speaker, when there will be issues, particularly issues related to crime and safety and security of this nation, where we will show the minority who are involved in terrorizing our people that we are together.
Opposition leader and member of parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey and San Salvador, Philip Brave Davis, called government out on what he called its hypocrisy and flip-flopping on the Interception of Communications Bill, also known as the Spy Bill, which was introduced by the Christie administration last year. Mr. Davis says now in government, the Free National Movement that was against the bill has made an about-face, calling it an effective crime-fighting tool necessary for police. The opposition leader also criticized National Security Minister, the Honorable Marvin Dames, who sought to dispel the perception of the bill as a spy bill and reminded Parliament that Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, while in opposition, called it an effort by the former administration to gain political advantage and an attempt by an oppressive government to spy on Bahamians who would stand up to them.
The very thing that was being complained of by yourselves, in fact, Mr. Deputy Speaker, has been introduced in their bill. Our bill responded specifically to the criticisms that were leveled against the Listening Devices Act. And their concern was that the right to intrude in persons' private business ought not to be in the hands of politicians. We responded to that. Our bill took it out of the hands of politicians and rested it in the hands of judges.
Well, it's day 2 of the annual National Family Island Regatta in beautiful Georgetown, Exuma. For more on what's happening there today, we go live to our Jiminita Swain. Hi there, Jimmy.
Good evening, Keishla. Good evening, Bahamas. We're here live at the Peace and Plenty Resort in beautiful Georgetown, Exuma, just overlooking Elizabeth Harbor. It's been a busy day here at the regatta, what's been ongoing for the last 2 days. Now, regattas is a time when you have so many persons coming in from the Bahamas, from around the world, just to take in all that is offered. But joining me now is the Chief Counselor, Gordy Gray. Good evening, Gordy. Tell us how important regattas are to Exuma's economy.
Yes, Jamida, Regatta here in Exuma is a great financial support and benefits for the mainland of Exuma in the Keys and for other islands that come here to benefit as vendors for this particular regatta. This has been the National Family Regatta, one of the largest regatta in the Bahamas, and it is a great success. And I'm sure at 65 years, there's no other regatta like Exuma.
Now, I would imagine business is definitely booming. We have our vendors in a very new market after a short setback some time back. They are comfortable. Now, it's a lot happening here in Exuma. Persons are just enjoying themselves.
Yes, we just finished a straw market where our vendors are now enjoying that nice new facility. And then the regatta park itself has been utilized for those persons who came from different islands and New Providence to sell their produce. And this regatta is definitely a success.
Well, there you have it. That's Chief Counselor Gordy Gray. Lots happening here in Exuma, and we'll keep you covered with all of the highlights. Back to you in studio, Keishla.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Well, there's lots more news to come. Stay tuned. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson. 10% of Bahamians participating in the Global Corruption Barometer survey said they paid a bribe or provided a favor or gift for a public service. Citizens for a Better Bahamas Chairman Lamar Campbell, who presented the results yesterday, says the bribes were paid to the police, utility providers, public schools, and the courts. Respondents also told surveyors that they paid bribes to obtain IDs, such as passports. Campbell says the survey also shows that 41% of respondents believe voters are bribed during elections. In other business news, the Bahamas CEO Network Conference began on a high note yesterday. The conference seeks to restore and strengthen the pillars of the nation towards economic emancipation. A number of government and international leaders will address the conference, which ends on Saturday. And in international business news, ratings agencies Moody's and Fitch recently reaffirmed their pristine ratings for U.S. debt. Overall, U.S. debt has risen over $21 trillion in 2018, but the agencies say the American economy can withstand the pressures from the accumulating IOUs. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Tourism today, Bahamas Tourism today.
As part of their community project for Lyford Key International School, 8th graders Sasha Prophet and Skylar Jones chose to highlight the Surrey horse industry and came up with an exciting idea.
They even came up with a little festival to instill some pride in this long tradition in our tourism industry.
The students set out to investigate claims that the Surrey horse industry has no place in modern-day Nassau. As part of the project, they interviewed different parties, including representatives from the Ministry of Tourism, the Bahamas Humane Society, and a local veterinarian.
We've learned that it's improved so much from what it used to be, and that some of the drivers really care about their horses. So we think that it's just better to improve it rather than get rid of it altogether.
Many tourists think that they're mistreated, which we found is not the issue. We think that improving the look of the horses and the look of the carriages will help improve the tourism, because a lot of more tourists will want to go on these Surrey horses.
They then came up with the idea to hold an annual Surrey Horse Festival. Every year around Easter, Surrey drivers would showcase their horses and carriages and win awards and prizes for healthiest horse, most attractive carriage, and other categories.
They would be able to parade down the street, kind of like Junkanoo, and they could wear little straw hats made by the straw makers here, and straw makers could have up their booths, and people who are selling food could have little tables there.
The event will bring a lot of positive recognition towards the Surrey horses, and in that bring a lot of publicity.
Officials are already looking at the possibility of hosting the first Surrey Fest next Easter. I'm Nakia Christie, and this is Tourism Today.
Weeks away from the start of Bahamas Carnival, and yes, it's the 4th installment of this event. And yes, a lot of changes have been made, but one thing that remains the same is that BTC will be its title sponsor.
We are proud to announce the official launch of this year's Bahamas Carnival experience, sponsored again by BTC as a title sponsor, also brought to you by Collect. This makes the 4th year of the official Carnival experience.
Parliamentary Group is a private entity that, as a responsible corporate citizen, saw the need to fill the void left by the economic challenges we have as a country, and the private sector decided to step up. We know that the original objective of Carnival was to promote the destination. And it's our goal, our duty, to continue the FET, to continue that mantra that was left.
This year, BTC is bringing the hype to the Carnival experience. The BTC's The Good Life Text to Win competition will allow customers to enter to win a number of prizes, including tickets, devices, prepaid combo plans, and the grand prize this year is a lunch for two with international superstar DJ Khaled.
So there you go. Parliamentary Media Group and Collect are on board. And of course, it's all being backed by the muscles of BTC. So we'll see you on the road, May 4th through the 6th. And I'm Corvell Pyfrom. We'll see you next BTC Connection.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
For 70 years, St. Andrew's International School has been operating in the Bahamas. This year, the school is celebrating a milestone with a fair. Crystal Darling has the story.
St. Andrew's International, a school with 550 students from kindergarten to grade 12, is celebrating 70 years since being established in 1948. The institution has a wide curriculum, including the new Autism unit, which they describe as a school within a school. The focus of the celebration is a fair which will take place this Saturday. Life skills and home economics teacher Philippa Cole said that this is significant for the institution, seeing how far the school has come.
Then in the early 50s, it moved to Collins Avenue, to that beautiful building that's still there, right on the, I guess you'd call it the southwest corner. In the early 70s, we moved to this beautiful campus here. There was much more room, and since that time, the school has changed in various different ways.
St. Andrew's principal Robert Stitch spoke about developments the school has made in recent years.
We have the school hall, which is just across the way, the new cafeteria, the new area where students can eat, which is a covered area, so that's another significant development.
Fair co-chair Kaynell Ritchie and Principal Stitch are encouraging members of the public to come out and enjoy.
All of the games and beverage stalls, as well as the popcorn, cotton candy, they'll be run by our school. And the kids, teachers, and parents, they'll be working those stalls. And as an incentive, the students will be rewarded with their CAS hours.
I think this really speaks to the mission and vision of the school, which is about inclusion. And inclusion is really central to what we're all about here at St. Andrew's School. So the whole bike ride, all the proceeds that are raised from the bike ride go to our scholarship fund. So that's to give St. Andrew's education to students that maybe otherwise couldn't afford to come to this great school.
Funds raised at the St. Andrew's International School Fair will go towards improving and developing sporting facilities here at the school. I'm Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Well, stay tuned. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more to come.
I've been a customer for the past 2 years, and I will say the quality of the service is very good. During my trip to Andros, I was connected the entire trip, so that was really good. I was able to contact my family members and let them know how the trip was going. We touched land, we're here, so it was very good, and I really appreciate that. And also during times like when we had the storm, it was really good to have that service to reach out to our loved ones to make sure everyone is okay. And I really appreciate Alive for that. And even when there's a little technical difficulty, they always send out a little text message to let us know exactly what's going on. I'm happy to be alive, and I believe in best.
Coca-Cola Bahamas has always been a strong community partner for us. They've supported and helped us to
reach hundreds of young men through Sprite basketball,
create a fun and interactive United FC,
go a little bit further for our animal friends,
feed thousands of Bahamians every year,
preserve our natural habitat,
and celebrate Bahamian culture and Junkanoo on Bay Street.
The Caribbean Bottling Team is committed to the communities that we serve around the entire Bahamas.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanities, inks for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King.
The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
To the greatest mother in the world, thank you. Happy Mother's Day from the both of us.
This is for me.
Oh my
my gosh!
So this is what we doing now? Okay, bro. Watch this. For me, I have a surprise for you. Come with me.
You got to be kidding me.
Don't let your sibling one-up you this Mother's Day. Come on down to Kona, Bahamas and catch their Mother's Day sale today.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
Meet the Smith family. They're on vacation in the Caribbean. Since they aren't familiar with the islands and they want no hassle of renting a car, they downloaded Get Me Ride from their App Store, a transport service in the Caribbean to provide safe and reliable transportation. All they need to do is open the app, input their location, and set their destination. Next time you need a ride, let Get Me Ride be there for you.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Well, it's about that time for your first check of weather. We check in now with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Hey there, Basil.
Good evening, Keisha. In our second look at weather, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Violence, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 79 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, also Grain-Toll Key in Abaco, Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 76 degrees. The Berry Islands, there's temperature there, 76 as well. Allenstown, Bimini, 78. 77 in Harbor Island here in the capital, 79 degrees. 77 in Fresh Creek, Central Andrews. Rock Shiny Lutras, 78. Stanley Key in Exuma Chain, 81. Kemp Space on Andrews, also at 81 degrees. San Salvador, Rum Key, Outerstown, Cat Island at 79. Georgetown, Exuma, 80 degrees. A little further south into Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island, 81. 81 also in Ragged Island, by the way. Betsy Bay, Mayaguana, and Acklands, 80. 82 degrees in Matthewtown, Niagara, Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern parts of our country, the winds will be southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide takes place at 11:30 tonight in the central and southeastern islands. Winds east to southeast 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. And then tomorrow, which is Friday, the winds south to southwest 10 to 15. Wave heights remaining at 2 to 4 feet. Low tide, 11:52 in the morning, high tide at 6:04 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, a southeast to south flow. The speed still around 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And as we take you into Saturday in the northwestern parts of our country, frontal system going through ahead of the front. The winds will be southwest to west. They will shift once that frontal passage, becoming northwest at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights holding at 2 to 4 feet. High tide 6:23 in the morning, low tide at 12:37 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, winds remaining out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Saw you with your boyfriend just the other night. He had you snatched up, y'all really, really tight. I'm not the kind of fella who like OPP, but I must admit, y'all, I feel a little jealousy. Every time I see ya, I break the golden rule. I had a crush on you, gal, from we was in high school. But homeboy beat me to the deal because I never.
And that's going to do it for your trial forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Psoriasis is a long-lasting genetic autoimmune disease which causes skin cells to grow too quickly, resulting in thick plaques which may become itchy, painful, and may sometimes crack and bleed. Along with plaques, other common symptoms of psoriasis include discoloration and pitting of the nails, detachment of nails from the nail bed, scaly plaques on the scalp, small areas of bleeding where the infected skin is scratched, pus-filled blisters on the red patches of skin in more severe cases. Even though there are no cure for psoriasis, there are different types of treatments available that can help control the condition, including products to apply to the skin, phototherapy, and oral medications. The purpose of these treatments is to slow the rapid rate that the skin cells are growing and reduce inflammation. The treatment is based on several factors such as the type of psoriasis you have, its location and severity, your age and overall health, as well as how much you are affected by the condition. Typically, psoriasis improves with treatment but may never completely go away. It may take 2 to 6 weeks for the affected areas of your skin to return to a more normal thickness, and the redness may take several months to improve. If you suffer from psoriasis, see your doctor to help you control the disease. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
In today's world, things are constantly changing. So the one thing you can depend on to stay the same is quality, savings, and value. At Solomon's, you'll get real savings with unbeatable prices on everything your family needs. Solomon's, real quality, real savings, real value.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The National Family Island Regatta taking center stage this week, and for the latest, we head back down to Exuma, where our Jimmy DeSwain is standing by. Jimmy, good night.
Good evening, Johnny, and good evening, Bahamas. Day 2 of sailing is now won for the books as sailors inch closer to the top prize and, of course, bragging rights. The biggest news of the day, though, was from regatta officials who were forced or unable to get the first series class race A due to insufficient winds. Sailors were at the starting point late this afternoon, hoping that the winds would pick up, but they never did, so organizers were forced to cancel today's race. Now, earlier in the day, though, we did have races in the B, C, and D classes. For the B Cup Series races, Lonesome Dove was first, Lady Sonia was second, and third was Susan Chase. In the C-class races, the top 3 finishers, Zena took the first place, Bull Reg in second, and in third position, the Witty K. And in the first series race of the day with Class E Series, winning that series was Judgment Day. Second was Gold Rush, and third was Lady Kayla. Now, races are expected to continue tomorrow in all classes, Johnny. And of course, cameraman Ashley Taylor will be there for all of the highlights, which we will bring to you. Back in studio to you, Johnny.
Thanks a lot, Jimmy. Well, the University of the Bahamas Mingo is doing big things at the Penn Relays in Philadelphia. After day 1 of the decathlon, Ken Mullings, he held a lead by 166 points on day 2, which was Wednesday. He started off winning the 110 hurdles in 15.04. He was third in the pole vault, clearing 12.5. He was second in the javelin, a heave of 162.2. Third in the discus, a heave of 112.1. And then in the final event, the grueling 1,500 meters, he came around third in 5 minutes, 0.84 seconds. And that was good enough for a total of 6,930 points and the championship, 427 points ahead of second place. A great performance there. The government secondary school baseball season back on the field yesterday at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. In junior boys play, the C.H. Reeves Raptors shut out the T.A. Thompson Scorpions 5-0.
My team is pretty much a freshman team, and we'll be building this year. And I'm happy with the win, and I thank God for the victory. Overall, the season has been good. We had some very close games. The other day we played A.F. Adley. We lost 7-6, and it was a good game. But our guys are now developing and learning the game now. So next year, they better watch out for us. We're coming strong.
On to the senior boys now. The C.V. Bethel Stingrays able to hold off the Anatol Rogers Timberwolves, the final thereof 5-2.
It's a good performance. The guys actually, I see some improvement based on when we start practicing. There's a lot of improvement, and I think at the end of the day, we'll be in the championship playing for the trophy.
The Junior Baseball League of Nassau with some makeup games this week. In junior division action yesterday, the First Caribbean Mariners, they got the best of the Builders Mall Genesis Indians 10-6.
They still made some good plays. They still swing the bat kind of well. So we were able to capitalize on some of the errors that they made. But I tell them I'm not comfortable with it. Though we win, but I'm not comfortable the way we play it. They don't play as good as they need to play going into the playoff because we're in the playoff mode. So we have another 3 or 4 more games before the playoff, right? And so the guys is not up to par, and so they can do some running after we finish. We are defending champion, 2-time champion, so we're looking forward to going to repeat it for the 3rd time.
The Providence Basketball Club's Spring Showcase taking place this week at the Donald Davis Gym. A number of repeat coaches and scouts are in town.
I see a lot of new faces. I'm looking for some new pieces because we have a lot of guys that are leaving. But I mean, it's always interesting when you come down here. You never know what you can find.
That was our first year having Bohemian kids, and I thought they did a great job. Love the morals and values and the character that came in and just helped change the climate, at the school, and academically did well as well. So with our first opportunity to work with them, now I'm back here again. So that's a testament to what they've done last year.
The great thing about last year is we were able to get some kids to come to some college camp out in California and some parts of the other parts of the western states, Florida, of course, with NFEI and other schools. So yeah, it was a real success. The visit here last year really helped us get some kids an opportunity to get some looks.
In addition to the returning coaches, there are some first-timers as well.
The kids back home, a little more catered, more relaxed. But these kids, they see, they see a way to get out, so they play hard. And I know they've been in here like 3 hours already, and they still playing hard. I see about 3 or 4 kids in here that are really, really good that could, go over to the United States and probably play Division I basketball.
The Bahamas Amateur Boxing Federation held elections last weekend, and it ended with a bit of controversy.
Winners don't complain, losers whine. As far as I'm concerned, no controversy. It was a clean election. It was done according to the rules and regulations of AIBA and the Amateur Boxing Federation, and that is the way I think it is. It will remain that way.
It was done on the right procedure. Everything was agreed to by all the candidates. I chaired the meeting and I put points to the floor, and they all agreed to them. We have all the correspondence of what we did and what happened in the meeting. So if it ever comes out, we will show the public and show AIBA that we did what we did.
Still talking boxing, the sport at the pro level definitely on the decline here in the Bahamas, and Quincy Pratt says he knows why.
The fighters in the Bahamas, they ask for too much money. The problem is with pro boxing is money. And the fighters on the island do have the ability to generate the fans' interest of boxing. When I came on the scene, I was able to put the True Minute style and make boxing an event. It was a natural gift that I got from God, and I use it to the best of my ability.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned, the Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
Meet the Smith family. They're on vacation in the Caribbean. Since they aren't familiar with the islands and they want no hassle of renting a car, they downloaded Get Me Ride from their app store, a transport service in the Caribbean to provide safe and reliable transportation. All they need to do is open the app, input their location, and set their destination. Next time you need a ride, let Get Me Ride be there for you.
It's the month of May Mother's Day Prize Palooza. Just buy these products and enter to win great gift cards or cash for your mom. There'll be 2 winners every week in the month of May Mother's Day Prize Palooza.
No time for lunch? With a bottle of Ensure, you get 9 grams of protein, 26 vitamins and minerals, and the calcium that your body needs. For the hectic moments of your life, drink Ensure.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Carlton Bowleg. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
Go to North Andros and the Berry Islands.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the family islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the family islands today.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we still have that front boundary just to the south of us, but we expect it to start riding up towards the north tonight through tomorrow, and that means it will increase the chance of showers over the capital, and it should be a little break for Georgetown, Exuma, but by Saturday, that front will start sinking back towards the south, hence increasing the shower activity over the Georgetown area on Saturday. And tonight, we are looking at wind conditions for Georgetown, Exuma, and this is just to aid those who are sailing down there in the Regatta. Tomorrow, the winds will be out of the south at 10 to 15 knots. They will be falling light and variable at times. Very flat sea conditions, about 2 to 4 feet set on the open ocean, but near shore they're going to be around 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. High tide will take place at 5:42, and then you will have your low tide at just about 6 minutes past midday. And then on Saturday, absolutely no change, save for the direction. It swings out of the south to southwest ahead of that front. Speed still around 10 to 15 knots, and occasionally falling light and variable. High tide 6:31 in the morning. The low tide will take place at 12:51 in the afternoon. And for tonight here in the capital, we're looking at partly cloudy conditions. There could be a shower or a thunderstorm developing as that front starts to push towards the north. Low temperature will drop off to about 73 degrees, and tomorrow we're looking at cloudy intervals with pockets of showers and thunderstorms, mainly near that frontal boundary. High temperature at 86 degrees. And the extended weather forecast over the next 7-day cycle, we're going to keep you in the mid-80s right through the weekend. Those showers should start drying out on Sunday, leading into next week, where we'll have an abundance of sunshine, but no significant change as a result of that front passing through. But before we wrap up, Carla Mitchell Seymour celebrates the birthday today, and from the class of Queens College 1974. We hope you enjoyed your day, Carla, and wish you many, many, many more.
We didn't say which birthday.
No, we didn't give the birthday, but you can work it out from 1974 to now. Huh?
Thanks, Basil. That does it for us in the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of all of us, thanks so much for looking in. Have a great night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Jiminita, and welcome to another exciting episode of A&E Showcase. We have an exciting show for you. We're hanging with members of the Bahamas National Youth Choir. Now, we recently visited their dress rehearsal and later talked to the director and 2 choir members. You're in for some exciting music for the entire show, so grab a seat, relax, and we'll be right back.